let us take up next method of creating charge on securities, that is mortgage. Earlier we have seen the methods of creating charge on securities: pledge, lien, hypothecation, and today we will going to deal with the next method, that is mortgage. Student, let us see what is this mortgage is all about. Mortgage is a method of creating charge or the transfer of the specific immovable property by the borrower to the banker for the purpose of obtaining a loan. Under this method, the banker is known as mortgagee and the borrower is known as mortgager. The money advance in respect of which mortgage is created is referred to as mortgage money, and the banker, the borrower, execute a document which is known as mortgage deed. Now let us discuss in detail. Now, as I already said, one of the method of creating charge on securities, and charges are created by the bank. Okay, so this is another method of creating charge on securities, that is mortgage, right? Or it is the transfer of interest in a specific immovable property. Now student, you all have seen earlier I was talking about the movable property, right? But mortgage is a transfer, okay, of the specific immovable property, the property which cannot be moved from one place to another. Like for example, we have a land, right? We have a building, okay, house, which cannot be moved from one place to another, right? So creating charge on specific immovable property, that is by the borrower. The borrower is one who will going to borrow a money, that is in form of loan from the bank. Okay, so borrower to the banker for the purpose of obtaining a loan, right? So he will going to retain his immovable property, right? He will going to take loan with the help of immovable property by keeping a document of immovable property with the bank. Now under this method, okay, now there are two parties under this method, that is banker and the borrower. So banker is known as mortgagee and the borrower is known as mortgager. Okay, so the money advance in respect of which the mortgage is created, right? The bank will going to advance money in form of loan to whom? To the borrower, and this advance of money, okay, that is called as mortgage is created and it is referred to as mortgage money, right? The banker and the borrower execute a document which is known as mortgage deed. This document is very important in method of creating charge, that is we are talking about the mortgage, right? So in easiest way we can see mortgage is a method, okay, a transfer of an interest in specific immovable property, okay, by the borrower to the banker for the purpose of obtaining loan from the bank, right? So moving on to next is features of mortgage. Let us see which are the important features of mortgage. We can see here, mortgage is a method of creating charge on a specific immovable assets. As I already explained, it is a creating charge on securities that is immovable in nature. Okay, so moving on to next feature, that is under this method, a mortgage deed is executed between the borrower and the banker, and this document specifies the terms and conditions governing the contract of mortgage, right? Moving on to next feature, Under this method, the document of title to the concerned property are transferred to the banker and the physical possession of the security remain with the borrower. Now it says here the document of title to the concerned property, okay, the property which are kept in form of securities by the borrower to the banker, okay, are transferred to the banker, and the right, the physical possession of the security remain with the borrower itself, as borrower is the owner of the property. So right, that is physical possession remain with the borrower. Only document of title of concerned property is transferred to the banker. And next feature of mortgage is banker is called as mortgagee and the borrower is known as mortgager. Okay, so there are two parties here, banker and borrower. The banker is called as mortgagee and the borrower is known as mortgager. So those were the certain features of mortgage.